Hello. Hi, everybody. Just seeing if this works here. Yeah, that says I'm live. I'm trying to do it on Instagram and Facebook. And this is crazy because this is my second time, I think, in 1 week getting on here, which is bizarre because I never do this. So I'm like clapping. I'm like, pumped up, go. Anyways, I hope you guys are well. I'm here in Bali right now, and I went to, it's an island called Lombok with one of my friends that I made out here yesterday, and it was so funny. My back is a little, it's kind of crazy because we ended up driving to this island, and it was, this pink beach, actually, and it was about 2 hours away. And our backs were definitely hurting, and there was one drive for about 30 minutes. We were like bumping up and down like this. It was friggin' crazy. But anyways, if you ever come out to Indonesia and you want to go to Bali, Bali's amazing and definitely has so many stinking people here. So those that have been here maybe 20 years ago or 10 years ago, they're like, I don't know, it's not my absolute favorite because there's way too many people. But you can go to one of these islands like Lombok, like I said, rent a bike and just drive around. And it is stunning. We went to this pink beach, which actually wasn't really pink. I think it's pink from above, so if you have a drone or something, it's really amazing. But I'll be posting photos soon because it's so pretty. And it really refreshed us. It was a blast. And super funny, like as more people join, here in Indonesia, I went to go and make some coffee a couple of days ago, and I have this filter from Vietnam, actually, where you just put it on the top of your cup. You put your coffee in it, and then you put your hot water in it, and then kind of it just drips, so it's just like a little filter. So good. Anyways, I put in my coffee from Indonesia. I put in the water, and then everything just went down, and there were like no grounds, nothing. I was so confused. I was like, what in the world is this? Is this instant coffee? Anyways, I found out that they don't have filters, and you just mix it with hot water and stir it all up. And then once, all the whatever, they're not even coffee grounds, but they go to the bottom, and you just drink it. It was just so funny. I was like, how is it like instant coffee, but it's not? Anyways, maybe you guys have experienced that. I was just so confused. But I am here today because one main thing, I've been talking to a ton of people, whether on my travels or people asking me questions about how to actually make your dreams happen. And right now, I'm able to travel and still work remote, and I mean, it's been quite a journey. It's definitely not easy at all, but what I've been hearing is that a lot of people, including myself, I've been through this probably 3 major times in my life, but have gotten to a place where energy gets in the way, where we have no energy in order to make our dreams happen, or we're just super tired and we wonder, oh my gosh, am I actually going to be able to do this one day? Or we lack clarity because we have like 10,000 things going on in our head, and then that makes us tired. And so what I've been thinking about is, there was one time, actually it was in 2011, I lived in California, and I know I actually posted about it a couple of days ago, and I got a lot of people asking questions and just saying, they're in the same place. And the long story short of it is that I used to be a physical personal trainer and taught boot camps on the beach. And during that time, I was like super physically active, of course. I was doing like a workout to 2 workouts a day, but they were really intense, all like high interval training type stuff, a lot of weights. And then eating super well. And I was very picky. I never ate sugar. I guess maybe one day a week I'd have like a good juicy burger and fries because that's my favorite. And but yeah, I just got to a place where it was just, and there was a lot of stress going on. There was a lot of physical stress. I thought I was going to be homeless at one point. One of my now good friends, she was like, hey, sleep in my room with me for a couple months till you figure this out. And I ended up, was trying to figure stuff out with work, and it was a very stressful time. I just remember just, moving my stuff into my friend's place, and I was bawling, like crying. And I was like, man, I just feel so incapable. Like, this is the first time in my life I've never felt like, I've had it all together, and I was exhausted. And one of my friends, he actually told me, he was like, Jess, it's just temporary, like you're going to get through this. And for some reason, something in there actually clicked, and I was like, you know what, you're right. Like, this is temporary. So what do I have to do now? And hi, of course, Henry, I remember you from Vision Cafe. Hello. We met in Vietnam at this cool cafe, if anybody ever goes out there. Anyways, during that time, I actually, my brain was just so on fire. Like, I could not think. I had all this brain fog. I was super fatigued. I was so, exhausted all the time. I was forgetful. Like, I would forget things all the time. And I was like, what is wrong with me? And so then I started, thinking crazy thoughts, like maybe I have a brain tumor. And so I was so anxious. I, was just scared. I was scared of all this stuff. Like, what is wrong with me? I'm super healthy and I have no energy now. And what if something happens? And so I do remember it was actually a time right before I had always wanted to travel the world and help people. That was really important to me, even when I was young. And this low spot for me really got me to a place of thinking what mattered most. And I spent a lot of time by myself trying to figure out what I was supposed to do and about this situation. And during that time, I actually, I drew out on a piece of paper, I drew out on a piece of paper all these pictures. I started envisioning things in my head. I started going back to when I was really young and thinking about things I really cared about. And needless to say, everything that I was like envisioning, I wasn't sure what that meant. But I remember calling my dad one day and I was like, Dad, I think I'm supposed to travel the world and help people. He's like, okay, well, what does that mean? And I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm going to take a backpack for like a month and work with an organization or something and just go. And again, this was back in 2011. And he's like, okay, well, you probably don't want to do this by yourself. And my parents both have traveled the world. They've done missions around the world. They are really adventurous people. So they understood where I was coming from, but they wanted to make sure that I was, being smart and wise with doing this. And anyways, I was talking to a friend, and she had basically connected me and asked if I had ever heard of the World Race. And it was this 11-month travel around the world mission trip, helping people all over and, taking a backpack and tent. And I was like, what? That's crazy. In my heart, it was just this immediate, like, you need to do this. And so I wrestled with it for some time because I moved to California a year prior. I didn't want to leave. I loved California. But I knew in my heart I needed to do this thing. And at that time, I actually went and saw the doctor because I still was feeling really horrible. And basically, she had told me that she was like, Jess, I believe that you're eating. I believe that you're a beautiful woman, and but you have no estrogen in you. Like, literally, if there was a scale and it was like from 0 to 100, you're at like 17. And I was like, whoa, do I just have a lot of testosterone? And I was like, what is going on? She's like, no, you have nothing in you. And if you don't do something about it now, you can have chronic problems. And so basically I found out it was all due to stress. I started losing weight, and I was at 11% body fat. And of course, some woman would be like, that's awesome. And I looked super fit, but it was not healthy. And so at that time, she was like, I don't think that, you should go on this year-long travel mission thing around the world. And I had a lot of other people tell me the same thing. And at that time, I was doubting. I was like, maybe I shouldn't go. But then I just knew in my heart, like, yes, you're supposed to. And I was supposed to leave in 3 months. So I set this goal and I said, you know what? I am going to be healthy and whole by the time I go. Like, I am on this mission because it's bigger than myself and I have to do this thing. Like, I know deep in my core that this is supposed to happen. It's for other people. So anyways, I just immediately started setting my mind to doing this thing. And I remember the doctor telling me, you have to change your whole lifestyle. Like, you're going to have to start doing yoga. You're going to have to start eating all these other foods that you don't normally eat. You're going to have to, you can't do your same intense, high intensity workouts that you've always done. And I looked at her and I said, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to keep doing what I want to do. She's like, Jess, do you want to actually live? And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, it can't be that serious. She was like, yeah, it actually is. And if you keep going along this way, you're going to have some massive problems. So that actually, you know, it got down to that reality of, you know what, even though I feel the strongest when I'm physically capable of doing anything and everything, I realized, you know what, if I want to go out and do this thing and travel the world and help people, then I have to be well. So I did. For 3 months, I started just walking. I started doing yoga. I started doing meditations. I started, you know, doing other things that I didn't want to do. And it honestly kind of stripped this whole thing of my own identity, where I found before I was finding my strength in my physical abilities and, you know, what I was capable of just in life in general. And this was a reality check for me to know that my worth and my value does not come in what I'm capable of or what I'm able to do, but who I am as an individual, as a person. So anyways, went through that season, and like, it was a long process. Sometimes we think things are going to be like that and things are going to go really quick and then we're golden, we're good. And it was really hard because there were many times where I was like, man, can't you just hurry up? Like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, shouldn't have this been healed up and good yesterday? And that wasn't the case. But because I knew where I was going, I had a bigger vision in mind and what my heart was for and where I was called to go. And because I knew the steps to take and I was committed to it, then it worked out. And like I said, it took a while, but I can say that thank goodness, I'm actually really grateful for my doctor telling me you got to change some things up. And like I said, not an easy process. And having, I think, grace for yourself, at least for me, is huge. You know, I don't know about you guys, but that's one of the hardest things. Like, I can encourage other people so much more than I can do and be that for myself. And so I just had to constantly remember, okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And constantly remember it's about these people that you're going to go and help. And if you're not healthy yourself, you can't. So that was the very first time. And then I just wanted to share a little bit about this other time when it was in 2018. It was just a year and a half ago. And went through a really, really hard season. I thought everything was fine, but man, my body, it ached. My mind was like hurting, and you know, I was forgetting things again. I was like, what is wrong with me? Am I like back in that same exact place? And I remember I was actually on a trip in Cuba with my brother, and that was the first time that I had felt it. It was just super weird. I got off the plane and I was super dizzy, and I was walking around and I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And we were getting up to go do things early in the morning, and I could barely get out of bed. I was like, okay, this is not like me. And then anyways, when we got back home, it was probably for like 2 months where I could barely get out of bed. It was, I would say I'd probably wake up at like 9 a.m. and then go to work and then have to go back to sleep at like 4 p.m. I was like, this is not me. And I would talk to some of my friends and I was like, I literally don't understand. Like, what in the world? I'm so healthy and why can't I get out of bed? I'm not depressed, no. But really, apparently I was. And that's really hard for me to say because I don't know if any of you guys know about the Enneagram, and I'm not somebody that's like, everything is about the Enneagram, but I'm a number 7, and I, feeling pain, when we feel pain, we feel pain. We actually want to run from pain. We want to pretend like everything's okay. We want to be strong for everybody, and that's how I am. I'm like, yeah, life is good. I mean, if that horrible thing happened, it's okay. Everything can be better. So I just kept on going and didn't really realize where I was, how I was really doing. And I do remember it was January, and at the end of February, we were going to be taking a group of women on the wholeness journey out to Thailand to, they're going through their own self-development. They're connecting with themselves, with God, with others, and then they're going to go and work with women that have been affected by human trafficking and teach them how to be healthy and whole and teach them about their worth and value. And at that time, it was bizarre because, like I said, I could barely get out of bed. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm such a fraud. I am going to go and teach some women how to be whole, and I do not feel that myself. Like, I am so tired, and I feel like everything's been stripped from me, and I have nothing left to give. And like I said, I was like, I leave in like 2 months, and this is bad. So I said, you know what do I need to do? And I did get a higher purpose in mind. I was thinking about these women that were coming on the trip. I was like, okay, these are the women that are coming. These are the women that we're serving. And so what do I need to do to be well? Because I'm not right now. And yeah, I just took the steps from the things that I have learned and from my mentors and the things that I've been through before a couple other times. And I did. And then, basically from there, it wasn't 100%, of course, but I saw mass improvement. So went on the trip, and it was like night and day difference of where I was to where I was going. It was still really hard. It was still really, really hard, but I had to work at it every day. So yeah, I come here to say, that sometimes in life we do go through mass struggles, and we have these maybe dreams or these desires or these things that we want to do in life, but then things get in the way. We don't have enough energy to get through, and we're so stinking tired, maybe because, we work all day long and then we come home and there's no time to work on our dreams, or no time to work on those passion projects, or no time to work on the things that we really want to be doing, or our minds are just like completely flooded with 10 million things and don't even know where to begin, and we're just exhausted somehow. And so I'm so passionate about you guys, about people being able to actually thrive, going from tired to thriving, and learning that it is actually possible to do the things that you have to do, even if you're in a tough season, how to go through that and be okay with where you are, but then get to the other side, because everybody does have something so amazing to offer this world. And the more that I talk to people, I'm just like, oh my gosh, these are the things that you want to do, or these are the things that are in your heart, or you don't even know what you want to do, but like, you're such an incredible person that if you start, then massive things will happen in the world around you, whether that's around your family, whether that's, your community, whether that's a huge impact. And so that's my biggest thing in life, is just watching people thrive and who they're created to be, and making some, there's a bigger picture. And so, I wanted to just share that I've been through some crappy situations, and it's okay, because we learn through them. We really, really, really do. And even being out here in Bali, just really taking it all in and being like, man, like, this is really what my heart is for all these people. And so I actually am going to do sorry guys, I love you guys so much, but for women specifically, I'm going to have a group where next week, actually Monday through Wednesday, I'm going to be doing just some short little videos on a few things that have worked for me in gaining that clarity, that focus, and then hijacking energy in your life to pursue maybe your dreams or those passions or those things that are inside of you. And so if you're interested in being a part of that group, I would love, love, love for you to. And so just send me a message and I'll add you to it. You can send me your email too, because I send things out every now and then as well. But for anybody watching, pretty much a professional encourager. So if you're dealing with things like this and you're just tired and for whatever reasons, it doesn't have to be the same things as me, but you're just like, man, I can't get to where I want to go. And I don't know how to get there. Well, go ahead and reach out, because I want to watch you thrive in your life. I want to see dreams happen. I want to watch people, come alive and see an impact, like a real impact in the lives around you and in your own. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share. I hope that you have an amazing day. Don't forget, send me your info so I can add you, or your email. And yeah, just wanted to share that. So I'm going to go hang out for the day. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye, guys. Let's see.